sound already. I mean, yeah, all you have to do is just put sound.
I gotta
I
put
guess.
sound to it. But you know
Yeah.
what? Your partner in the background was a great way to add sound to it.
Right. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to Jay the Unstoppable. I am your host, JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics, living here in Geek Space with a couple friends of mine. Uh,
Yeah.
Folks, why don't you introduce yourself? We'll start with the ladies first.
Oh, hello. Hello. Yes. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, everyone. My name is Daphne Lage, and I'm a cartoonist, illustrator, and comic book artist from New York, sharing an office with a parrot. So if you hear any weird noises in the background, that's what's going on over here. I've been self-publishing comics since 1992, and I am known for my furry fantasy adventure, Tall Tales, and currently my medieval fantasy soap opera drama, Eagle Raven, Heir the First Unicorn, with issue 6 on Kickstarter right now. I am also co-host with Nita Landing on the Rage Into the Vlogs show every Monday and Friday on the Indie Comics Network. And you can also read both my comics online at Tall Tales, TAILS online.com and egoworks.com, EGOWORKS. And you can check out all my videos on how I make my comics on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art.
Well, that's a hell of an opening resume.
Yeah.
Can everybody find this on your Kickstarter campaign?
Yes.
All right. So that's the most important thing right now.
Right.
Check out
Yes.
this first link in the comments, and that is for Daphne's book that
Right.
is on
Yes.
sale on Kickstarter.
Right. You can also and you can also find a direct link as well at eagleworks.com. So no matter where you go, where you find me, there's a link there to the Kickstarter.
Nice. Very nice. Check it out, folks, because one of the things about independent creators is we do not have rich uncles. We do not have VC money behind us. We don't have
we do not.
sponsors,
Absolutely not. No.
right? Taking care of us on a day-to-day basis. We depend on folks like you who are out there looking for something new, looking for something to grab their attention, looking for something that nobody else has yet. And that's one of the books that Daphne has going on today. Yeah. Right? And we'll talk about one of the books I got going on also. So we'll show it in a bit. But we got somebody else helping us out tonight. And I know you've seen him before. He is my right hand.
You see, that's too much already. I was just going to say, hi, I'm Ryan.
And call it a day.
Right hand Ryan. Even though you're sitting on my left. I don't know how to switch places, but
yeah, I don't know either.
It's there. Yeah. It's there.
What's up, everybody?
And one of the things that Ryan and I do on a daily basis is talk about Geek Space. Talk about, debate, argue, call each other names, shit like that. And
yeah.
And we're not going to bury the lead anymore, but one of the things that the three of us have been talking about recently has been a movie that came out a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen it by now, I'm so sorry. You
mean, is there really? It's not like there's any real spoilers. It's.
Is there?
Maybe.
I don't know.
You know what? Let me talk about one thing that hasn't been spoiled for a lot of people, and that is the alternate after credit scene. Is that a legitimate thing? Has anybody seen it?
I mean, it made me scream when I saw it.
The alternate after credit scene. Yes,
there is an after credit scene.
Right, but there's only one that went to a specific location.
Yeah, really? So there's an extra credit scene.
Yes,
right.
But now, is it legitimate or is it not legitimate?
Well, we don't know. Well, you see, because it depends on whether you want to spoil what the credit scene is.
I don't want to spoil it.
So I guess the conversation ends here.
You've had 2 weeks to watch it.
You had to sit through a very long movie to watch.
It didn't feel long. Don't start with me.
It didn't feel long. I mean, it's like, you know what? I think that there's a lot of, I think that there's a lot of hyperbole about long movies, 3-hour movies or whatnot. I mean, I sat through, we watched Avatar and the Way of Water, and I just love that movie. I mean, yes, it's a long movie, but it's like every bit of it was very enjoyable to watch. I mean, it's like, look, it's like I sit through a Martin Scorsese movie and it's like, oh, this was 3 hours. I didn't know. I mean, it's like, I think like Silence is pretty long as well.
Also,
so it's
for all of us in the Netflix age, you watch a 3-hour movie, you're like, oh, I mean, I didn't think it was long, but people will be like, yeah, that was long. Yet you'll sit on your couch for 8 hours straight.
Exactly. So it's like, so people are bitching about a 3-hour movie. It's like,
but you have control over it, though.
You guys are.
You get up sometimes. Sometimes you don't.
Right.
Well, the Scorsese Irishman movie took me about 6 hours to watch.
Well,
I mean, it's like, is it a lot easier? Because Netflix did a special edition of Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight. Now that's a long ass movie. And when I saw it in the theater, it was, it was kind of, there were some parts that was kind of difficult to sit through, just because it was long. But then what Netflix did was they turned it into a series. They actually broke it up like it was episodes, and it ended up, and I just absolutely loved the movie. Like, I loved it more as episodes than when I saw it in the movie. In the theater. So
did they add extra content?
I don't know if there was extra content, but it was just the fact that they broke it up like episodes. And I don't know, it's kind of like it was a lot easier to savor it that way, the type of story that it is. I don't know if that would have worked with something like a Scorsese movie or something. Like, I just don't know. But for some reason, it worked really well with The Hateful Eight. But I think that if a movie is just like interesting enough, you can sit through a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, but unless you're really, really tired.
Oh, but that's different. That's different.
Okay, let me add some context to this. I expected to see the movie 3 hours earlier than I really did.
Right.
So there was a certain part of the movie where I nodded out for a moment when my wife was throwing me the elbow.
Right. Well, it's like, here, I'll fill it in for you. John Wick shot a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like that's probably all you missed.
He shot a lot of people. They did a lot.
Right. And a lot of judo, a lot of shooting,
a lot of gun fu.
Yeah.
Gun fu. Yeah. Listen, don't make me bring up the gun kata.
I was about to say.
Yeah. But there was also a lot of screen time shared in the movie with some of his co-stars.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I think that's one of the reasons why the movie went that long. But I also feel like this is something that Ryan and I were talking about earlier today. Keanu's getting a little long in the tooth, and that shared screen time with his castmates helped out a lot. I think.
Well, I think that for what the series is, because what I really like about the producers of John Wick, which Keanu Reeves is one of them, but because it's like they did like a bunch of similar movies. They did Atomic Blonde. They did Nobody. And then it's like there's this other one that I don't know if you got the trailer for, but it was the Swedish one.
Sisu.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Sisu.
Can't wait for Sisu.
Yeah. So there's and what I really enjoy about this, the trope of the main trope of these movies that they like doing, aside from this kind of like average person turning into a badass, is the fact that is the way they portray exhaustion, because it's like that especially in Atomic Blonde, I really felt it. And it's like, it's not like it's a clean fight all the way through. I mean, everyone gets tired.
Yes.
There's a point where he literally is like,
he's literally like struggling to find the energy.
Yes, to do another rollover.
Right, exactly. and I really and I really appreciate that. You know, like
too.
Yeah, like in Atomic Blonde, there's this whole fight scene that happens like on a set of stairs, not dissimilar to what was in the Wick 4, but just to see her, Charlize Theron, just like struggling, she's exhausted, she's tired, she's good. Like you literally see the fighting slow down because everybody in the scene is tired.
I just realized that there's another connection between Atomic Blonde, Matrix, John Wick, and Ryan, I know, is a big Matrix fan. And it was the do you remember Birds of Prey?
I need to see the movie.
Harley Quinn.
Harley
Quinn movie. So there was a character actor. He's a Belgian martial artist. I forget his name, but in the Birds of Prey, he was the guy in the nightclub that she jumped through his knees. That he was in the second Matrix. That he was also in the Mortal Kombat TV show. That he was the blonde guy in Atomic Blonde. That she fought in the final
of
act
course,
of the
yeah.
film.
I mean, it's like
I keep forgetting the guy's name.
Hollywood is a small circle, you know. I mean, and
but he's part of that
especially
team.
Yeah, especially when you have certain directors that like working with certain people, and they just keep working with them. You know, it's like that's why freaking John Wick is almost freaking. Matrix reunion. It's like,
a Matrix reunion. Ryan, I know you got something to say about this.
It is one of Neo's dreams.
It's one of I mean, look, here's the beauty of John Wick, right? It's like that. After the first movie, each subsequent John Wick movie gets more and more unhinged. I mean, it's like the directors go, yeah, fuck it, let's just do this. It's like no logic, no nothing. It's just like this is literally a fantasy world. Like in the last movie, especially, actually, I noticed it more in the third movie. That's the one where I guess like the Italian syndicate comes into play. But I told Jose, goddamn Blade could show up and it wouldn't surprise me.
That's
just how unhinged the mythology of John Wick gets, where it's like I'm expecting Marvel characters to show up.
Yeah,
like Thor could just like come onto the scene and and it's like, yeah, of course Thor's there. Of course, there's Loki, there's Deadpool, and here's Blade. It's like,
does anybody recognize Daniel at all?
Of course.
He's he's the quintessential that guy in that thing.
Yes.
He was an agent. He was an agent in the Matrix, but he was also the head of security for detail, the head of security detail for Yosef in the first John Wick. Now
that's right.
This is one of the reasons that I was saying, like, these are Neo's dreams, where he's bringing in these characters from the Matrix, right?
But but the thing is, though, the headcanon works.
Right. And that's why I think it's fun.
But that's like I said, it's like the story just becomes this amorphous thing, and it's just whatever happens.
Did you see he was actually in part 4? This guy.
I wouldn't.
They show him for a moment where that montage of all the assassins getting all their gear ready to fight John Wick in Paris. And he shows up just to flex his muscles and start handing out guns.
Right.
What he's doing. I think they just threw him in there, as a cute little nod or whatever. But I think that was John Hamm in that picture just now.
That was John Hamm. I'm trying to adjust.
Did you see the cast of Atomic Blonde? The other connection to John Wick 4.
Yeah, it's been a while since I watched Atomic Blonde. Like I have the Blu-ray somewhere.
No, yeah, I haven't seen it for a minute.
You want to drop that name there, Ryan?
Well, the Skarsgård,
yes,
baby Skarsgård, as I call him.
He was he was the go-between. He was the
he was the Marquis. He was the Marquis.
And he was the Marquis over here.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Now we're bringing up John Wick alum, and a new John Wick alum in chapter 4 was Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah.
Was he in 47 Ronin?
Yes.
Oh, no. No way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another Keanu Reeves movie.
No.
Yeah. Which I love.
Which was actually a very enjoyable movie. I mean,
yes, that's what I keep saying today.
It's like, look, it's kind of hokey, and it's like, look, it's just enjoy it for the fantasy that it is. It has nothing to do with the actual legend of the 47 Ronin.
Right.
It's
okay.
just take it for what it is.
I'm scrolling down. I'm scrolling down his. Oh my God! Look at what's on there at the bottom for 2013.
Right, and he was also in Minions.
I didn't know he was in Minions.
I did not know that one.
Yeah,
I did not know he was in Minions.
Uh-huh.
But look at that, 47 Ronin.
Yeah.
It's like, they're all part of the same legacy tree. I love it.
Right. Well, like I said before, Hollywood is not as big as it sounds.
Okay.
It's very kind of like pseudo incestuous, where it's the same people going from one studio to the other, the same. But I mean, it's like, look, but in the end also, it's like, if you work well with a certain set of people, don't you want to always work with them?
Yes.
So
okay, look, I'm just gonna take a shot in the dark over here.
Yeah.
Right, with Rina Sawayama, who played Hiroyuki's daughter in the movie.
Yeah.
And if she starred in one of the other films that we're bringing up here, I'm just gonna lose my gourd right now. Here we go. John Wick. Oh, did it pop up? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's like John Wick. I mean, it's like
yeah. John Wick. No.
I mean, not everybody,
He's a newcomer. She's a newcomer. It's all right.
Yeah,
she's a newcomer. Okay. She's a newcomer, and she may be part of the spin-off team. Yes,
right.
No?
Oh, they I mean, why not? I mean, technically, well,
one of the spin-offs.
Yeah.
Right?
If they what Jose was telling me is that like Keanu Reeves and the director, they want to take a break from the series.
Yeah.
Because they're not. He says that he wants to see how the movie fares in Japan, which I think is like the last place it's going to be released.
Okay.
So it's going to take about a year or so, and depending on how, I guess, like the reaction is, he'll decide whether he wants to continue with the series.
Oh no, yeah, and Lionsgate apparently was like, no, we want a John Wick 5. Like they're preemptively saying, listen, we want to continue this franchise.
Well, but here's the thing, though. I think it has more to do with it. Yeah, Keanu tired. Yeah, it's like I think it's like his age. Yeah, it's like, look, it's like it's a very grueling, it physically taxing thing for him to do these movies, and it's like there just comes a point where it's like, I really am getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. So
give me some comedies or something.
He's taking a break, right? And the next part of the John Wick verse we're getting is going to be with Ana de Armas,
right?
In the ballerina spinoff,
right?
Is that coming up as a prequel, as a sequel?
No. So this actually, the ballerina is supposed to fall between chapter 3 and chapter 4.
Oh, the Halle Berry spot. Oops, I'm sorry. Did I say that part out loud?
Who knows? Maybe she'll guest star in the show.
Right.
Okay.
I actually met Halle Berry once.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's I was working at Kinko's FedEx office in the city. And I was just doing something, and then all of a sudden, it was like every one of my male coworkers, it was like they dropped dead all at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like I'm like going, and it's like I'm like going, what the, it's like it's like, what's going on? Like everyone was acting weird, and then I look up, and there was Halle Berry at the counter. One of our I guess our women team members had to go deal with her because the guys were just too out of their minds.
Nice.
And all I could say about Halle Berry is that she's 3 apples high. she's really, really short.
Oh, that's that.
Camera. Yeah, it was just really funny. She was, very nice person. The whole thing, it's like, you almost, that wouldn't surprise me either. That wouldn't surprise me. It's like either Keanu is like, I know he said that he wanted to be in the Marvel universe somehow.
He said he wanted to be Ghost Rider specifically.
Right, which, considering that conversely, Nicolas Cage says he didn't have to be in the Marvel universe. He had, I guess they were trying to get him to say, I'm Nicolas Cage. I don't have to be in the Marvel universe. And it's like, you know what? You're right. You don't.
Forget that you're outing it anyway.
It's like, you don't have to be.
I think the best role for Keanu in the Marvel universe would have been Silver Surfer. No. Are you kidding me?
So. What? I think Silver Surfer at this point needs somebody young.
No way.
Yeah.
He needs a wise, calm sage who was the star of Point Break, a surfer movie.
Yeah, but if you wanted to make that connection, but the thing is that I don't know. It needs to be somebody younger.
Silver-haired surfer.
I mean, if I would accept Keanu as Ghost Rider before I would accept him as Silver Surfer.
No, I'll take him as Silver Surfer, baby.
And he will ride. Remember, he rides all the time. He has his own motorcycle company, which is one of the reasons I think he wanted to do.
Right? Yeah.
See, I'm sorry.
This time he'll be sitting. He'll be sitting now.
Instead of movies, right? Four Matrix movies. As much as I like Keanu, I don't think he has that hard edge that comes with being a Ghost Rider.
Most of it's going to be CG anyway, right?
Same thing with Silver Surfer.
What you think? But it's like you think that John Wick doesn't have a hard edge?
No.
Well, actually, you're kind of right there.
Yeah. And don't get me seriously.
Right. Actually, while he's getting up, I'm just gonna go get some water. I forgot to grab my water before I
go ahead. But you know what? I'm a little pissed off.
Look at that. Look at him showing off his popcorn. And that's the same popcorn he bought at the movie theater. He's still eating it.
Right. You know what got me upset? What? Because I'm not an AMC premium member. They didn't give me the fucking popcorn chub.
Oh, well,
No, you don't get it. You got to buy that separate.
Oh, so let me get my water. Hold on.
Go ahead. So yeah, I didn't get it. I wanted that. I thought
no, you have to buy it separate. You know what's and it's crazy because the guy goes, hey, listen, you want me to put the popcorn in a different tub? I'm like, yeah, I don't want to dirty it. Just it's collectible, whatever. But I thought it was a tin. It's plastic. It's all good.
Okay.
The popcorn was stale, by the way, so it didn't matter.
When isn't it? Yeah. I'm going to the Dollar Tree before the movie. I'm getting my box of Good and Plenty's. It's big. It'll tide me over.
Good and Plenty's. Oh, yeah. Gross.
Yeah.
Some Mentos. Get some Skittles.
Once upon a time, there was an engineer. Choo Choo Charlie was his name.
Really?
He had an engine and he sure had fun. Using Good and Plenty candy to make his train run.
Wow.
Charlie says, love my Good and Plenty. Charlie says, really rings a bell. Charlie says, love my Good and Plenty because there isn't any candy that I love so well.
You got to.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you're getting for Christmas.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. Oh my God. I you know what?
What?
I don't know the song. I don't. I remember it. But
I mean, it's it's just one of those.
I get it. Listen, the Toys R Us theme is wrapped in my head, so I got no problem with it. But so all right, we were talking about the ballerina for a second, right? Yeah. And that is going to be a spinoff. But wasn't there supposed to be a Halle Berry spinoff?
I don't think so. I know there's
honestly, I was surprised she wasn't in this one. I mean, because it seemed like everybody else was kind of like passing through except her. I was waiting for her to kind of show up, and she never did. So I don't know what was going on there.
All right, so this is pure speculation. This is not based in any rumor that I heard at all anywhere. This is just me thinking about things from a different point of view, right? And again, pure speculation. I do remember there being a spin-off announced for Halle Berry after 3. It was mentioned. At least I think it was mentioned. And then months or years later, you find out the ballerina has been wrapped with filming, right?
Unless she's a part of that somehow.
Or we have a brand new character in John Wick who is also running around with a German Shepherd.
Right.
A puppy. A German Shepherd throughout the flick who has no connection to any other character.
Right.
In any other flick whatsoever, other than him being one of the hitmen in this Illuminati cabal, Wickverse, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. Again, pure speculation, opinion. I think Halle Berry got pissed off that she didn't get her spinoff, that it went to Ana de Armas, and she was going to be slotted in to the 4th flick. Said no way, because I was supposed to get my own flick, and they had to recast or rewrite that role.
I mean, that's a lot of speculation. I mean,
a lot of speculation. Can you see that happening?
Do you take her to be that kind of person though?
I don't know. I mean, but then again, it's like Hollywood is a cutthroat business, and it's like it wouldn't surprise me because of the type of business. I mean, I don't think it's something that maybe like she would initiate or instigate, but it could be that it could be that too. If they're going to do something more general, because I mean they're rebuilding the Continental. So
she runs She runs one of the locations, right?
Right. So I mean, I don't know if she runs one of the locations.
No, yeah.
Or unless that's part of the, so I mean, you know what? It's like I don't know. I mean, it's like, look, a lot of stupid negotiation tactics happen in Hollywood. Right. I wouldn't put anything past anybody.
Right. Let me throw a sidebar, right? Because we're both independent creators.
Yeah.
And here's Ricardo coming back. She runs Monaco, right? But from a business standpoint, not from a storytelling standpoint, for a second. All right. We're both creators, and Ryan, maybe this can apply to you. Let's say somebody came out of not out of thin air, but somebody you work with and said to you, you know what? You've been with me for so long. I got something perfect for you, right? We're gonna line you up in this flick, and then we're gonna spin you off to something else, right? But now you've got the new toy in town, right?
Right. Which actually happens.
Anna has a lot of juice behind her right now.
You have studios going. It's like, look, she's the new it thing. It's
so
like,
now, from a business standpoint, we're like, hey, remember that thing we said we were going to do for you? We can't.
Right.
But if you want, you could come back and hang out with us on this boat. Would you do that?
I mean, I have, to tell you the truth, it's like I have no real concept of the scenario that, I mean, like I said, as a Hollywood thing, it wouldn't surprise me that might have what happened. That it's like, you're talking about these billion-dollar studios run by 30-somethings who never watch any of the movies that they produce.
Right.
So it's like they're like, all they care about is like, well, who's the hot thing now? Who's this? Who's that? It's like, it's like, oh, who's Halle Berry has been. I never saw any of her movies. So it's like you have these people running these studios making decisions not based on any type of interpersonal relationship, but with like bean counters. Like, well, it's like if we cast her, we're probably gonna make X amount of money because she's more popular online or something. She has a huge Instagram following or whatever.
Right. Ryan, if you were in that place, right, would you hire the person that you know is going to guarantee you X millions of dollars in sales, or somebody who has done the legwork since the last bone you throw them?
In this case, from what it seems like, the cast and crew of the John Wick movies, I don't think they're going that bean counter way. Just because think about all the faces that show up from all the previous franchises, right? So Chad Stahelski and Keanu kind of wanted to keep a lot of those previous players coming back.
There you go. So previous players.
Right. This is why I don't believe Halle Berry would have been the type to be like, you know what, I'm not coming back. You promised me something. You promised me something, and we're no longer going to do that. So I'm not coming. I think she's that nervous.
Also, the thing is, though, if something like that really did happen, now think about it. Something like this already has happened. If you go look at Disney and what happened with Scarlett Johansson, you know, where all of a sudden it's like she was quickly replaced by the lady from Midsummer because she was the hot new thing. Right. Because I don't know, she found out that Disney was cheating her on the streaming money.
The streaming deal, right.
Yeah. And they decided it was, and then they decided that it was better to sue her than or like to kick her out than to actually than to pay her. And you know, and it was all, you know, everybody knew about this. It was all in, you know, in every media outlet was talking about it. I think that if something similar had been happening to Halle Berry, we would just as easily have been hearing about it.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I don't think Halle Berry to be that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Again, pure speculation.
Yeah.
All right.
This is not legal advice.
Right. From my standpoint, you know, if you told me, hey, I'm going to throw you, you know, a lead or your own flick or your own franchise.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you're giving it to the next hot thing.
Right.
Because you know they're going to make dough.
Yeah.
I'd be like, hello, what happened to our deal? I'd be pissed. You could come
maybe she does come out in the Continental series. Who knows?
Right.
Okay.
But you know, the character Mr. Nobody, right? Does he show up again somewhere? Or is he just
no? It's like he literally came out of nowhere, and we don't know where he goes. You know, he's
the obvious connection of the dog, right? So there's no there. Like Jay was saying, he was saying earlier today, like that doesn't seem like an accident, right?
No, I don't think so either. I mean, I do like
he's black.
Well, I also
think about the other black characters in the series.
You know, I mean, I like the idea. I like the idea of a hunter tracker for other assassins. Like this guy is an assassin for other assassins.
Okay, so all right, so let's roll this back to the last moment we saw Halle. I was going to say in issue 3 in the third movie. Right?
Oh,
she left John in the desert with a swallow of water that she had washed her own mouth out with, and he cost her seat in her Continental because she shot the coin maker guy, right? So
he shot the dog.
Right, because he shot the dog. But he wanted the dog. And if he was going to get the dog, nobody was going to have the dog, right? But if we continue that storytelling thread, right, wouldn't that character standpoint be like, you cost me my seat, now I'm going to get my money.
Well,
and because I know you're worth this much, I'll protect your neck until you're worth this much because this is how much you cost me in my seat. And is that not something
that depends on whether you believe the ending of the movie issue 4
right. We don't want to drop that.
You know, that's if you believe the ending to that. But also I think, well, considering the scene, the extra scene that I saw in my area, I think the whole thing, what it really was about was that you're never out.
Okay.
You know, it's like that it's like, that even when, you know, depending on whether you believe that ending or not, you're never out. You're never free. You're never away from the table. That revenge is always going to be that sword over your head, no matter what.
Say as much.
Yeah.
In that, right? Okay.
Marquis said it to Kane, Donnie Yen's character. He said, like, listen, you don't get to dictate this. Like, this is you will be doing
it's the mafia. It's like, look, it's like going back to Scorsese. That's the lesson that every one of his characters learns. There is no out. There is no going legitimate. There is no, getting away from it. There is nothing. There is no out. Once you're in, this haunts you for the rest of your life, if not beyond.
And I'm gonna keep harping on this, right?
Right.
He cost her
everything.
Her
pushy position without having to get out. Right. So now she has to work again. Look, again, it's all speculation, but I think my theory has some legs to it.
Could be. I mean, it's like that's the whole thing with. I mean, I swear to God, it's like the fanfic potential of John Wick is just through the roof. Like anything is possible.
Now, that's one of the things they did well, though, was they created a world, right, where you could think, or you could imagine all these different side stories, where you could have the two different spinoffs, or you could have any one of these characters. You can envision them having their own movie. That's one of the things they did well, was the world building.
Now
they committed to the insanity of the storytelling.
Oh my God, they knew exactly what they were, and they leaned heavy into it.
Yeah,
but they also leaned heavy into a lot of references that, have you seen other movies, you would have understood.
What's the one that stood out for you? Because what's the one that stood out for you?
Oh, the Warriors.
The Warriors.
Yeah, because here you have in the movie The Warriors, I had people not seen it, 1970s cult classic, right? You had a small gang who was at the big rally in the Bronx trying to make their way back to Coney Island and Brooklyn. During that film, the DJ overnight was constantly getting updates on where the Warriors were, so that other gangs.
Oh, there you go. That's right. That's right.
And within this flick, you had the DJ referencing points, spoilers, right, on where he was. And a very subtle moment was her call sign to the radio station, WUXIA, Woosha, right?
Yeah, that's what stood out to me. I didn't know what it meant, but I knew there was something else there.
So I popped on that.
5 letters.
You see, because the Easter egg that had me rolling was the Kurgan giving a "there can only be one" speech in explaining the duel.
Holy shit!
You did not catch that?
I did not catch that. Ryan is lost on that.
Yeah, explain, please.
Okay, so
you're getting booted. You don't know who the Kurgan is.
It's a Highlander reference.
Yes.
So if you watch the original Highlander, there's the character the Kurgan. I don't remember what his name is. Actually,
So the actor
so the actor who played the Kurgan,
Clancy Brown,
the villain in the Highlander,
the Harbinger,
right? So he is the
the big sword fight bad guy in
but the thing is, but he's the guy in the hat in John Wick. He's the guy who organizes the duel. You know, who's kind of like, he's the messenger for the high table.
Yes. Yeah. He calls himself the Harbinger.
So that's the same actor who plays the Kurgan. When
they're
explaining
the missing finger,
and when he's explaining, so when he's explaining the whole duel that they were supposed to be doing, he literally gives a "there can only be one."
That is awesome.
That
I missed. Look at that. I got
also just to tell you too, what makes it even funnier is that after it's like in all this time since I knew him as the Kurgan, he actually plays Mr. Krabs on SpongeBob.
Yes. And he did the voice of Lex Luthor. But Mr.
Krabs is funnier.
I know. But I'm the cartoon guy, not the SpongeBob guy. But everybody always references Mark Hamill as Joker.
Right.
Oh my God. Why am I dropping Batman's name? Kevin Conroy. Conroy, right, as the Batman. But Clancy Brown is part of that set where he played Lex Luthor over many different versions of that series. So I'm a big Clancy Brown fan. I remember his show Earth 2. So we go geek here.
He was on Dexter.
You know that ever since that guy passed, that Mark Hamill said that he was going to retire from playing the Joker. He says he can't do it anymore.
Yeah, he did, because he always said, like, if Kevin said yes, I'm in.
Right.
Now, Ryan, what was your favorite Easter egg in John Wick 4?
Well, remember, my brain is looking at this thing as another one of
Matrix. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Right. Yeah. So I always watch for that, and I had always said, if Trinity Carrie-Ann Moss,
if she had showed up,
I'd jump up screaming my theory from all the rooftops or whatever. But,
and especially since like he was actually repeating lines from the Matrix too.
Yes,
but dude,
I need a gun. I need a gun.
Yeah.
Huh?
You didn't know that?
What?
Carrie-Ann Moss.
What?
No, she's not in it.
Oh yes, she is. She plays one of the extras in the nightclub scene.
Yeah, right.
Nah.
The same nightclub scene that looked and sounded like the scene in The Matrix where they jumped and danced before the goddamn battle.
Right. Okay, all right. Let's talk about the nightclub scene, right? Before they went into the nightclub scene,
there's always a nightclub scene,
right? But they had the poker dealer, played by Scott.
That was I think that had to be my favorite.
Instantly recognized him, and I was like, "This is great."
Yeah.
Surprisingly,
I didn't.
You didn't recognize him?
Oh no.
I don't know what it was, but I'm like, this guy looks familiar. And then I thought, what martial artist could this be? And I'm like, he doesn't have the acting chops, Scott Adkins, sadly.
But to see that huge ass body moving the way he did,
Yeah.
it was obvious that it was a fat suit. It was obvious. But the thing is, though, the whole like, holy shit, it's like the Dick Tracy vibes of that entire scene.
Yes.
Like, it's like, how can it's like it was just he might as well have like a crazy name, like I don't know. It's like a Bond villain / Dick Tracy character. It was
now I thought that was a reference to Colin Farrell as the Penguin in the fat suit with the poke with the
that didn't cross. No, that didn't. No, I think it was
Farrell
too over the top.
Unrecognizable
as the mobster. I thought it was with the pinstripe suit, the purple motif.
Right.
But it plays to a martial arts flick where a mobster / gambler who was a chunky fellow, right? I don't want to say in a fat suit. He was a husky person like me.
Well, this was a fat suit.
This was 100%
a fat suit.
But it was an homage to that scene. And somebody told me the movie, and I forgot what it was. They showed me the picture, even to the point where when Scott Adkins was sitting down, the lights that were shining behind him were facing down. Yet in this scene that they were referencing, it was the lights in the same background, but they were shining up. And if anybody who's watching knows the reference to that flick, please let me know so we can talk about it.
But come on, how many of you just loved I Am Klaus? I am Klaus.
Yeah, I am Groot, right?
It's like you ridiculous gremlin. I love you.
You love. I don't know. I felt a little
Klaus.
bit of the
Klaus is the best.
S&M.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Now, did anybody steal the movie for you?
Oh, I mean, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard.
I like Sonata.
You like Hiroyuki Sanada? Okay.
Donnie Yen had, besides Keanu, Donnie Yen had. Now, let me get this straight. Does he have to play blind in every movie? Was he not blind in Rogue One?
But the thing is because that struck me as well. But the thing is, I was watching. There was a documentary or an interview, and they said that it was Donnie Yen's idea to play the blind swordsman in Rogue One. So it's like that might just be a thing he likes doing.
You see, in Rogue One, it makes sense to me, right? Because he has the Force, right? The Force exists in that universe, so you can see without seeing. And guess what other movie does somebody see without seeing? The Matrix. That's right, Neo. He can see without seing. Anyway, no.
But he also played the blind swordsman. I think in a movie against Jet Li. Where they fought in between the raindrops an entire battle and then
that's right. What was it called? I was just watching that scene too. the other day. Yes, that's right. He played a blind swordsman there too.
Yeah, yeah.
The one thing I did enjoy about him being blind, and they made sure to reference the fact, obviously, that he's blind, but like to not make it so that he was as much of a superhero as like John Wick was turning out to be.
Yeah, the doorbell, the way he was using the doorbell.
But not even that makes sense to me as something that he would have developed. But even still, things that like when he was shooting at some guys, he would just keep shooting in the direction, even though the guy was gone, and he knew that the guy was gone. You know.
Okay, so
just to illustrate, like, yes, I'm still blind. I don't know where you are. I'm just gonna keep firing.
Did you catch the subtle references during the duel scene where Keanu would step on the gravel to the side that he shot at?
I mean, that thing was referencing so many movies. It's
Aaron Burr?
No.
George, I'm just going to say George Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton? Aaron Burr? No.
What? No.
The pistol duel at the end?
Yes. It took me a second to understand.
That was more Western than anything.
No, it wasn't more Western than anything.
Right, let me see.
With the sun?
No,
we're gonna do it at sunrise.
It was right. No, but it was old school, French dueling, right? Pistols at dawn, right? Muskets. But it took me a moment to understand what they were doing when they were flipping up the cards. It was.
I think it was Hero. Going back, I
there
think
you
the
go.
movie was Hero.
Yes. But no. What was it? Was it I Declare War? Right, the higher card that gets drawn gets to pick whatever they're referencing.
Yeah.
Here we go. Does no one remember the commercial from the late 1990s for the peanut butter about the duel?
Yes, I do.
Alexander
Hamilton.
No.
It's the Got Milk. Yeah, it's the Got Milk commercial. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it was a long flick, but at the end of the day, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked it too.
So,
I mean, there comes. Yeah, it's like, look, you know what? Are you going? It's like, look, Keanu Reeves literally has 300 words in this movie. I mean, he literally says 300. Yeah, it's like 383 words or something like that. That's literally the extent of his script, and it's like I thought it was really, really funny that it's like it's just like whenever he talked, it was just like. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I mean, because in the end, you're not, it's like, look, you're not there to watch John Wick pontificate on shit. That's what, the marquee was for. That's what was like for everybody else, to do. John
and if you
Wick.
need a speech, give it to Lawrence Fishburne.
Right, exactly. With his Shakespearean base.
Yeah. So what we're saying is Keanu Reeves basically had only 2 catchphrases his entire career.
Yeah.
And
whoa.
That's it.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? It works for him.
So when he shows up as the villain in Fast and Furious 12, that's all he's going to say.
No.
Well, if you want to see Keanu Reeves as a villain, there's a movie that came out years ago called Tai Chi Master.
Oh, I thought you were going to say The Lake House.
No. Oh, no. Another movie where he plays a really, really good asshole was Neon Demon. He plays this really grimy hotel owner, and it's just a cameo. It's just like he's not in the movie for anything other than this scene. And he plays a huge asshole. Yeah, he barely says any words, but it's just So you want to see Tai Chi Master if you want to see a cartoonish villain,
right?
But it works with the theme of the movie. And then Neon Demon if you want to see just Keanu Reeves acting like an asshole.
Oh well, or if you want to see him acting like an asshole, you can check out the Matrix prequel, Johnny Mnemonic.
Johnny Mnemonic. Well, it's based on a William Gibson novel. It's like the guy who literally, I think Johnny Mnemonic is one of William Gibson's. Like the guy who literally he literally invented the word cyberpunk.
Oh, so why wasn't it called Cyberpunk and not?
Because it's about Johnny Mnemonic.
Okay. Okay. Listen. Here we go. William is saying. William chiming in over here.
Right.
A villain role will always be
my maybe as himself.
Oh yes. It was a Netflix special where two childhood friends were dating, and she was stolen by Keanu.
Right.
That's right, William.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Was that like the weird bar scene or something?
Yeah, but he wasn't really a villain there. He was just kind of like
he was a douche. He was a douche.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh,
yeah.
that was a good flick. Yeah. That was a good flick. If anybody hasn't seen it yet, check it out. You know, because he wasn't trying to be an asshole. He was just being Keanu. Oh, look at this new heights, this nice restaurant spot that we were checking out. And
right, yeah.
Let's go back to my place and have some drinks.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, look, Keanu is not a god.
No, he's just it's just, you know, he's just look, he's just a nice guy. He's just an actor, you know, it's, you know, he
definitely,
you know, he survived the garbage pit that is Hollywood.
He did.
You know?
He did. And his career survived.
Yeah.
He's lovable.
He was a, you know, but think about it though. He was a laughing stock for a while.
Of course.
You know, and it's just something happened and flipped. You know, the culture flipped in his favor.
What?
Yeah, it was also those stories of. Sorry, it was also the stories of people seeing him in the wild. You know, like people secretly recording him giving his seat to a lady on the subway, or him feeding a homeless man and just sitting with him eating. You know, like sitting on a bench somewhere where you know that he doesn't have the ego.
Right.
That
the fact that he gave up his, I guess, like some of his points for the Matrix to be able to, so that the animation department could afford to continue doing the special effects because the studio wasn't going to pay them.
Yeah.
Right.
So he gave up his money for the Matrix so that they could get paid for the work the studio didn't want to pay them for. Yeah. Because he said that it's like, look, this movie only works because of these guys. Yeah.
He's a good dude. He's a good dude, and like you said, he survived the dregs of Hollywood. Yeah. He said he's made his money.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not greedy. Awesome dude. We love his flicks. I'm giving John Wick 4 like an 8 out of 10.
10.
I find it, you know, it's like these kind of number things really don't mean anything to me. All I know is that I enjoyed it. I mean, would I watch it again? Probably not, because it's like once I kind of like get, it's like I said, it's not, you know, it's not a Scorsese movie where it's like you have to kind of like see it over and over again to get kind of like.
You'd watch a Scorsese movie over and over again?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's like whenever like Jose puts Casino on or something, it's like mesmerizing. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, Scorsese is the guy that Quentin Tarantino wishes he could be. You know, and that's saying a lot because Quentin is up there too. Like I can listen to a Quentin Tarantino movie over and over again.
Really?
Like I said, Hateful Eight. It because especially the way Netflix did it is actually one of my favorite Quentin Tarantino movies.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. All right. Quentin is not in my top 5.
Right.
Scorsese. Okay. You know, you've
look. It's like I'll be the first to say that you know that Scorsese is an acquired taste. Like I said, Silence is probably one of my, absolutely not a mob film. I mean, honestly, it's like it's a who's who of Japanese cinema in that, you know, in Silence. It's like,
okay.
What would Scorsese think of John Wick? He'd probably say this is not cinema either.
Well, you see, no. You see, this is the thing, though. I think that this is the thing that gets really misinterpreted with his criticism of the Disney company. In the end, it wasn't that he was criticized. In the end, he was saying that what Disney was doing was destroying cinema by using these superhero movies as a way to push everything out of the Hollywood ecosphere. You know, where it's like studios are unwilling to put money in anything that is not a billion-dollar blockbuster.
Okay.
And what that does is that it actually blocks filmmakers from actually using cinema as the art form that it is.
I got you.
You have Disney, which, by the way, ever since the Fox acquisition, they now own 70% of the IPs in Hollywood.
Wow.
I mean,
that I didn't know.
Think about how insane that sounds.
Okay.
That it's like you literally cannot make a movie without Disney money.
Okay.
And if Disney says that every movie that's going to come out is a goddamn superhero movie, it's like it's eating candy for dinner all the time.
Okay.
He wasn't saying that these movies in and of itself were bad. He's just saying that it is a mistake to say that these movies is what cinema is about, because it's eating candy for dinner.
I want to take a stance on this for a moment, because I am on the totally opposite side of the coin of his statement there, because I grew up appreciating cinema, right? But also appreciating comic books and superheroes more than that. And I suffered with some of the shittiest superhero movies of all motherfucking time.
Well, you see, but this is the thing, though. It's like having Disney making these movies is not the problem. Okay. Disney making sure that these are the only movies that get out there is.
Well, I think that's more of a problem with Hollywood, right? So, like,
but again, when you're talking,
if it doesn't make money, right? Well, if you wanted to create a movie about something random, I mean, you're not going to use an IP that's been used, right?
I mean, or you could. I mean,
you could, but you're not going to if Disney's going to say, "Hey, listen, you can't make something like."
Well, right, exactly, and that's exactly what happened.
Superheroes,
right. Okay, so we're talking superheroes. Let me just throw this out there for a moment. Okay, Red Brown 2 Captain America movies. So look that up for a second. Okay, Reb Brown's Captain America movies, and guess what?
Do you mean those were better. What is it?
He was Evel Knievel, basically.
Right.
He was Evel Knievel as Captain America. All right. Okay, but you know what? Even though they were 1970s, they were better than the 1980s Matt Salinger Captain America. Okay, where he had fake ears on the outside of his mask every time he ran.
Well, but that's the funny thing, though. Yeah, I forgot the name of the director. I keep wanting to say Richard Corman, but that's the artist.
Okay.
But
Disney didn't know them then, right? So I mean,
Disney didn't know them then, right? So you know what? You know who Disney found out later on in years? No, but the thing is,
though, is that the only reason those movies were made was to hold on to the rights to make those movies.
But I still suffered because that's the best I was ever going to get, right?
Right.
And the only time something worked even slightly, that it was a great movie. Not that it was a great movie by any means whatsoever.
Right.
But you know what? The closest thing I was going to get before The Crow, which was grounded, gritty, whatever. Okay. Was Sam Raimi's Darkman, right? As a superhero film.
Right.
And from a production standpoint, that was high quality compared to those movies that I had mentioned previously.
You're forgetting the Superman movies, right?
Right. You forgot the Richard. Was it Richard Donner?
A superhero cop,
or Batman movies.
How about let's talk about the gimmicked Hulk TV show, which was a drama, and at 15 minutes and 45 minutes into the show, you're always going to have Lou Ferrigno pop up in green paint, right? So it's like you get used to it. Okay, I'm only going to watch that 15-minute block and that last 15-minute block, and that's it.
Well, you see, but like I said, it's like the issue isn't that like. It's like, so obviously, like, now superhero movies are being, I guess, made to your standard, that this is what stuff that you had wanted to see when you were 13 years old.
Right.
You know, like I said, the issue isn't that these movies exist. The issue is that Disney as a conglomerate, media conglomerate, is affecting the ecosystem of what the movie industry should actually be.
Then if you are going to put something out, right, within all of this mass and muck of what Disney puts out,
Mm-hmm.
you don't put out a piece of shit film like a 3-hour Irishman. Sorry.
Well,
Sorry.
if
That's all you're going to be able to get through.
The thing is, though, you do. The Irishman was from Netflix, right?
Uh-huh.
And that was Netflix trying to compete with HBO. Because Netflix was trying to prove that they could do prestige television just like HBO did. The problem is that the way they make money, which is all fake, it seems, didn't mesh with this type of content. It's like Martin Scorsese got to make his movie, but Netflix realized, oh shit, we either want to be a prestige channel or we just want to make money.
Okay.
Which is it? And they decided they just wanted to make money, which is why they're putting all their money into like 17 Dave Chappelle episodes, stand-up specials, because I don't know, they think that people only want to watch that.
I just
Stranger Things,
Murder Mystery Part 2 with Jennifer Aniston and Happy Gilmore.
No,
I saw it. I don't care. So I'm not that highbrow person that they're shooting for, right?
But the thing is, but here's the thing, though. It's kind of like with us in independent comics.
Yes.
Marvel is never going to pay us for the work that we do.
Right.
Absolutely not. Never. They're not even going to pay other people to do the shit that we want to see.
Right.
But the thing is, though, is that at least with independent publishing, we have this outlet where we can make the comics that we want to see.
Right.
You see, the problem is that movie making, even at its least expensive, is expensive as fuck.
Yes. Yes.
Scorsese got money. He can put something out on the internet. Which he put on YouTube.
That's the thing that he does. Lucas does the same thing. For the longest time, when Lucas put out the prequels, he was considered the most successful independent filmmaker at the time.
Okay.
Because he was paying for everything himself. No studio was involved.
Indie filmmaker.
No. You should have seen the Spirit Awards ceremony. That there was one particular year where they honored George Lucas as the as
Indie filmmaker of the year.
Indie filmmaker of the year, and you could hear the teeth grinding in the audience.
I think that's screwed up because here's a guy who laced up his boots, did it on his own. Right? Invested in himself.
Never. Yeah. Well, okay. This is the thing, though. There is never you did it on your own. There is never you did it on your own.
All right.
He had the basis. He had the foundation of that studio system that raised him enough to a level where he was able at that time to do it himself.
Yeah, but he also bankrupted another studio. Right?
It's
he
like
bankrupted Coppola's American Zoetrope with THX.
I mean, it's like, look, you see, but the thing is, though, it's like, and Disney almost bankrupted himself several times.
Right.
It's like he almost bankrupted himself with Snow White. Pinocchio saved him. He almost bankrupted himself with Fantasia. Dumbo saved him.
Yes.
So it's like, that's just kind of the game because there's so much money involved. But you can't play unless you have that money.
And Scorsese, obviously, do you feel like also being, I don't know a better way to say it, like the old guy in a crowd of the new guys? It's like, hey, like these guys don't, they're not
doing 5 miles in the snow to get to school kind of thing.
Yeah, both ways kind of.
You see, this is the thing, though. It's like, are you getting what you know about Scorsese from what Disney is trying to feed everybody and create that narrative of all the Marvel heads who are upset because he's not calling Candy a Le Cirque dinner? It's like, or it's like, are you actually reading the interviews? Are you actually
what I'm trying to say is like,
do you know about the fact that Scorsese actually bankrolls the trying to save old film from disintegration.
Listen, I'm not knocking his personal work.
He actually, he actually bankrolls a lot of new filmmakers because you need those new filmmakers. Right, with Netflix money, with his own money, with all, it's like,
right. That's the equivalent. Excuse me, not that it's the equivalent, right?
Right.
But that it's kind of like Stephen King licensing out any of his properties for $1 to college students who are trying to do things for their thesis.
Exactly.
Right? He's got great outreach, and I'm not knocking that at all.
Right.
Am I going to sit through a second showing of Raging Bull? Probably not.
Right. You see, and look, and that's the thing too. I never understood the appeal of Taxi Driver.
Me neither.
It's like I know a guy who loves that fucking movie, and I'm like, I just can't.
And as I'm older,
right,
I like it even less.
Raging Bull, I never sat through. Like I said, Silence.
Yeah.
It's like, look, it's okay to like things, and it's also okay to not like things.
Yes.
And I think
that's where I was having a problem. I think that's where I was having a problem with him.
Right.
Like, let people enjoy their shit.
Right.
Yeah.
What it is that don't confuse his criticism of an actual industry-wide problem with you not liking a movie. Because in the end, he's not talking about fans. This is a criticism that he is lobbing towards a media conglomerate that owns 80%, 70%.
He is. He should have done a better job of that.
Well, it depends on maybe you should have a better understanding of what he's saying.
Okay, all right. So let's take Irishman off the picture, off the table for a second. All right, let's replace that with Aviator. Okay.
Okay. I'll let you go. All right, I love you, D.
I love you.
That was a serious movie.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Look, and I'm not knocking Scorsese. Certain flicks, I like The Departed. I do.
Right.
The Irishman, it didn't do it for me. Raging Bull, okay, yes. Taxi Driver, hell no. And then some of his lighter fare, okay, I'm with. But the same thing could be applied for Quentin Tarantino. There's certain flicks of his that I like.
Right. Okay. Well, now here's the thing, though. It's like, for me, it's like I think most Marvel movies are boring as fuck.
Okay.
It's like they're okay, but the way people jerk off to them, it's like, there's actual pornography you could look at.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, so I don't understand. So for me, it's like the way people feel about Scorsese, I feel about this movie. It's like most of the time that I think they're way too long. I think actually it's the same criticism people have about Scorsese. It's like, I think, I think that, Marvel movies are way too long. Like I remember sitting through the first part of Endgame, and I go, you know what? I am tired of this shit.
Yeah.
It's like I really don't care about these characters.
It should have been broken up episodically and put on.
It's like that's that's why I haven't been following anything on Disney Plus, because it's like, you know what? I really don't care about these characters. It's like, okay, the first Iron Man was all right. That's like, okay, the first Avenger was entertaining, but it's like after that, it's like, oh, this is the same shit over and over and over again. So
as opposed to mobster movies.
Yeah, as opposed to mobster movies. Yes, I would rather watch American Psycho than another Marvel movie.
Oh wow,
Christian Bale. Gotta love Christian Bale.
I mean, fuck that shit. I would rather. It's like, you know what? If you gave me a choice over a Marvel movie, I would rather watch the fucking Human Centipede again.
Oh well, I mean,
I mean,
classic. Don't knock that. You know what I mean? Talking about truly tasteless flicks.
I mean,
it's tasteless.
Oh, there's plenty of flavor there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like,
Prior to the film that you brought up, I was going to segue to something, but I don't want to segue into what I was going to segue and use the tasteless term.
Right.
So
you gotta reset. You gotta reset.
Right? Yeah.
Let's go something nice.
All I'm saying is that you know, the criticism is with the way Hollywood is run, the way it is right now. That is the antithesis of actual creativity. You know, I mean, it's what we fight for in independent comics. It's just that we are in an industry that's very fortunate that cannot be controlled the way it is by Marvel or DC or all these other large companies, because the barrier to entry to independent comics is actually pretty low comparatively.
You know? That's only if you're doing good.
Well, I mean, look, the thing is, though, you could do your worst comic or you can do your worst Kickstarter and you can still publish your book. You could still get your book out there. You know, with a movie, it's like, have you seen the Kickstarters for movies and documentaries? They have to raise an incredible amount of money just to make the lousiest indie film.
I'll just shoot it on this.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Well, hopefully if Eagle Raven ever gets to that point, they're not spending a lot of money to make a shitty adaptation.
What? No. It's like it's gonna take a while for that. It's like, you know, it's you know, honestly, it's like for the amount of people who kind of get into comics, you know, it's kind of like, oh, it's like, you know, it's like, I want to make, you know, movies and a Netflix deal and this, that, and the other thing. I'll just be happy to finish the entire series.
Yes.
You know?
So right now you got 6 issues of this series.
Yes, I have 6 issues.
Does this plan to go?
This is a 15-issue series. And I have the entire story is written. So I have I have the entire story from beginning to end. But I have drawn up to issue 7. So I'm a little bit ahead. And I have issue 8 already laid out. Mm-hmm. So we're on our way.
I see. And you're hitting backer goals.
Yes. Well, it's like we unlocked the 100 backer mystery goal, which, if you look really closely, Mr. Rosario has a book in there that you can get. Like, yes. So it's like, if you back the campaign now, everybody gets this almost 20 PDFs of indie comims from all my friends, you know, you know, that they decide to share their books with
Will
us.
Smith reference there.
You can try everything, you know, to find your next favorite comic in this bundle.
And speaking of favorite comics, you became a project we love on
Kickstarter. Again. Yeah, it's like I've been very fortunate that since issue 3, I have been getting project we love.
It's a very nice badge of honor.
It's nice. It's very nice. You know, it's nice to know that somebody at Kickstarter likes my book.
Yeah. And speaking of liking the books, there's quite a lot to like, especially when there's 6 issues out.
Yeah, it's like, you know, so for those of you who are just, you know, looking at the campaign for the first time, Eagle Raven, Heir of the First Unicorn is the story of a unicorn princess exiled into the mortal realm after she is betrayed by her elf prince husband-to-be, and dragons overtake her kingdom because she doesn't have enough problems. But Eagle Raven becomes an unwitting pawn in a noble woman's attempt to avoid an arranged marriage. So she trains to become a knight with the help of an unlikely trio of blacksmiths, hoping she can ultimately win a king's favor and save her people. So it's like, so this is issue 6 that we're on right now. And and in issue 6, Eagle Raven finds herself competing at the Royal Tournament Finals before King Jason II of Turnham, which is the outer kingdom that she was forced into. But the more she advances, the more her competitors will do anything to keep her from becoming a knight, including trying to kill her. Things get rough in this issue. But the tide may turn with the help of a sorcerer with closer, more personal connection to her than she could ever imagine. So so if there was ever an issue that kind of felt like when you're at the top of a roller coaster and you're about to make that first big dip, this is the issue.
So is that sorcerer pictured here in this little cast of characters.
Yeah. So
okay.
I really like that the way that piece came out, because people were making a joke that it's like, oh, it looks like an 80s cartoon.
I was just going to say that. I was just going to say that. I could see this as the next Dungeons and Dragons series.
Yes, but, it's a huge influence.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Listen, I'm gonna go see that flick tomorrow. I can't wait.
Right. Jose's gonna go see that too. Even though he said he kind of doesn't want to, but at the same time he does. He can't help himself.
Here you got. If people go to the page on Kickstarter, the link is in the comments.
Yes,
you can see.
Yes, these are the first 6 pages. Yeah, these are the first 6 pages. And also, if you're still kind of on the fence, you can actually download the first 16 pages of the first issue on the campaign itself. So it's the campaign where you can get something for free just for showing up.
Nice. And here's what she is talking about, ladies and gentlemen. There's the download. Okay, all you got to do is click on that link.
So everything comes with, so every level comes with the PDF of the issue. So no matter what you get, you are getting a PDF at least. But also I took a page from your book, Jay, and I am offering up a mystery variant set. So you do your mystery boxes, I'm doing a mystery variant set. So you can have a complete set of issues 1 through 5 made completely of variant issues, of variant covers. So I only have 9 sets of these. So whatever, it's like, so whatever I have, that's it. And there's a chase, the chase variant is a sketch cover. So you might be able to get an actual sketch cover in any of those mystery.
Nice. You see, folks, you take a shot in the dark, you may get lucky.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You don't see any of the bigger companies offering you these shots in the dark.
I mean, it's, you know what? What's funny is that I don't really pay attention as to what the big companies do. I just kind of just do what feels right for my campaign, for what, at the level that we're doing. Because I mean, just on a separate note, it's like, because sometimes like other campaigns are too big for you to really be learning anything from. There's some ideas that are good, but really it's like, like what Brian Polito is doing has nothing to do with what I'm able to do.
No. And then sometimes you get lost with all of the options that they give you. You become paralyzed by choice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So that's why that mystery set is something that takes that choice out of your hands, because you're going to get something that gives you a little bit of pop. You just don't know what it is.
Right.
You'll be happy with it. Right.
Yeah.
So now we got what's coming up over here, our sticker sets.
Right. Yeah. I have some sticker sets that I put together from all the stretch goals from the previous campaigns. Nice. So if anybody missed out on anything, this is their opportunity to kind of like get what they missed out on, but in more convenient sets that they can pick and choose what they missed out on.
I really am popping for the splash guard sticker.
Yeah, no, that one's my favorite. It just came out so perfect. If I could make a neon sign, out of that thing, I would, and just have it right there.
If that doesn't capture the 80s,
yeah. I mean, because it was just way too funny. It started off just as a sketch. I was just goofing around, and then it's like, holy crap, this would make a great sticker.
I hate to say this because I don't want to sound like I'm sexualizing anybody.
Well, but that's the point of the sticker.
But you know what? I bet if you slap that on the booty of a pair of like pink jogging pants, you could start a brand new trend there.
Right. No, it's like we don't have to go that far, but it's like, and that's the thing too. It's like because the reason why, because also the thing is too, is like, in case people kind of missed it. This is a mature audience. This is a mature audience's title. So it's like, so if you're thinking of getting this for the kids, don't.
And this bookmark says it, right?
Right. It's like so it's mature audiences for fantasy, violence, and adult situations. The story gets a little intense, especially starting from this issue on.
There we go.
So it's like, it's not, it's not a story that I just want to share with just everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you got stretch goals that you are hitting over here.
Yeah, we're very close to hitting the last trading card. This card is going to complete the character trading card set that I've been building since the first campaign. So you can get the rest of the trading cards as an add-on. Nice. So we already unlocked one of the cards. So if we unlock this one, I would be able to create a complete set with all of the main characters.
Very cool.
So
and we got postcards.
Yes, and these postcards they're drawn by Jaden Lanning, who is the daughter of Nita Lanning, who I am co-host with on the Rage and 2 show. Yes. And she's just been killing it with these pieces.
Yes.
And so these are little art cards that they're 4x6s. They're easy to frame. You can hang them up, and they're just absolutely beautiful. And if you're a digital backer, you get kind of like a wallpaper, for your computer these pieces. So if you're a digital backer, you don't miss out on anything.
And here we are. We're going into praise.
Yeah.
I don't want to hit anybody in the feels, but
right.
One of the
I'm not switching that quote out.
There you go.
That's
yeah.
I mean, Meredith was one of the first people to read the book and to read my book and whatnot. And in fact, when she passed, when Nita went to kind of like take care of her effects, she had the proof version, the first proof of the Eagle Raven trade paperback on her desk. It was literally the last thing that she was reading.
Damn.
And I still have that photo because Nita was like, oh my God, I can't touch the desk right now. And she sent me that photo, and it's like, and it's a photo that I look at from time to time to remind me this is why I'm doing it. This is why I'm doing this.
There you go. You don't want to forget that.
Right. Yeah. It's like, that people actually, in that I'm, even though I say that I write my books for myself, I draw these books for myself first. It's more fun when I'm able to share it. And it's even more fun to realize how many people are enjoying it.
There you go.
We have 111 backers right now. According to Kickstarter, 99% of these people are returning from previous campaigns. So these are people who liked what they read and came back for the rest of it.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. So the trick is just trying to get that number to grow.
Of course.
But what I'm finding out through the algorithm is that people are coming back, and in the end, it's like, that's really what we want to see. I mean, yeah, it's nice to get like brand new people, but this is the thing though. Whenever I get brand new people, they go straight for the catch-up bundle.
Nice.
They get everything.
Nice.
So it's like, so even if they're new to the campaign, they like what they see so much. They go, I have to just let me get everything. Let me catch up with this, like from the get-go. Not just, I'm just getting one issue to see if I like it. It's like, no, I'm getting the whole thing.
Well, I hope anybody who's watching or will be watching later on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, checks this out. She still has 13 days left on the campaign.
Days,
and hopefully you will be one of the number of backers that take her closer to that 200.
Right.
Backer.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, I'm trying to stay a little modest and keep it at it's like, I would love to break 180 backers.
Nice.
But if I break 200, that'd be nice too.
Nice.
I'm not going to argue.
Well, you're over 100. And I hope it continues. But I got a campaign coming up.
Yeah, yes,
that
you do.
is really close to that 100 backer count, and we're trying to break it, Ryan. Ryan, we're trying to break it, baby.
Break it, baby.
Yeah.
Break through.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, so this morning, actually, you know what? It's like, look, I don't want to, it's like, why don't you go ahead and, like, talk about.
Talk to me about this morning. I want to hear.
Well, this morning we had Tyler Carpenter on, and he was talking about marketing for comics.
Okay.
That he works, that pretty much, he works in marketing at a bookseller. Mm-hmm. And what he's been doing is that he's been taking the information that he's been, I guess, building at his bookseller job and applying it to selling comics. Mm-hmm. And and it's like, and it came up with and he was talking about like a whole bunch of like different things on what we can do to market and whatnot. And and it's like, so you're at 95 backers, right? So so it's like what's like what do you feel is kind of like, do you feel like you're hitting a ceiling somehow, or it's like, or like what do you feel like you need to do to break that 100?
I think the outreach patterns, I don't want to use algorithm,
right?
Because that's always the scary beast that's in the corner, right? You don't know what it is,
right?
But I want to say that the ways to reach out to old backers and new backers has changed within the last year,
right?
I think the outreach performs better when you're on live stream right now, or is more effective, than taking out ads on things like Facebook and Twitter,
right? Whereas, yeah.
In prior campaigns, I don't want to use the George Foreman term "set it and forget it," but you were able to capitalize on a Facebook ad where even if the person was not following up on the link to complete the sale, they were at least giving you the opportunity to convert them into a follower on your Facebook page.
Right.
That isn't even hitting anymore. And when something like that happens, and you're not able to reach not just the people that are already following you, but new people who have the potential to follow you, then it's, why am I utilizing this platform at the moment when I could be more effective doing live streams on other people's platforms?
Right.
And here we are. We're at 95 backers. We're at $2,532 over $3,500 goal, with a week left, and a lot of that has come from doing outreach on other people's live streams. Right. I have been on more live streams for this campaign than I have on any other campaign I've run, and I've run 19 live streams. 19 campaigns, excuse me. And in the last week alone, I've done 7 live streams in 9 days. So we're hustling, we're grinding it out. It's proven effective because in almost every live stream I've done, there's either been somebody that has backed the campaign during the live stream or followed a link from a later viewing to the campaign. So I'm lucky that has been effective enough.
Jay. That just goes back to, remember what we used to do with the at the cons. What did I always tell you? Like, just put yourself in front of these people. When you speak, like, the passion comes through,
right?
And people see what you're trying to show.
Yeah.
Like that's
right.
And that's what works for you specifically.
We could do a little bit more hand selling, right? Or the equivalent of on a live stream. Whereas in an ad, you don't get that personal touch. I think that's what you're trying to bring up, right?
Right.
Have you I mean, it's like I don't know if this is kind of like a side thing or not, because it's like it's kind of like rare that you and me actually like talk face to face like this.
Yeah, no, which is great.
Like,
I'm sorry. I think you have a better perspective than you have. But I'm just saying.
Have you checked out a platform called what was it called again? Whatnot.
I have not.
Right.
I have
Because
not.
yeah,
Right.
because we had a friend over for a couple of days, and he had brought up how he was at a convention, and he met a woman there who was literally going around the convention buying stuff and literally selling them off her phone. Like she was live streaming at the convention, showing stuff off at the convention, and people were buying them. I think Jose had said that, I think at one of the previous New York Comic Cons, Whatnot had a booth there, and they were doing the same thing.
They were.
Right.
No, excuse me. At the last two New York Comic Cons, right? The ones after the pandemic,
Right.
they had a ring set up, like a boxing ring, a wrestling ring, in the position that Marvel usually had.
Right.
So they had maybe a 20 by 10 space, or 20 by 20 space.
Right.
And they were treating it like a show. They had people walking down there,
Right.
having the grand entrance to promote the product that they were selling at the moment, or
Right.
they may have found. I don't know how to translate that to the collectible items that we are creating,
Right.
because the collectibles are really going out or being procured by those that have been supporting us, right? In hopes of that extra bit of juice that they're giving us, we'll use to turn into create more content, or hopefully take us longer into this venture that we're doing. But this is a grind. Ryan knows,
right? It's always
right. Funny enough, with this platform itself, the StreamYard platform that we're using, I see opportunities to do something similar to Whatnot at conventions. And we're going to be doing a convention in DC called Awesome Con on January 17th. You'll see me, Ryan, there.
June
17th, 18th, and 19th, right? And I'm going to try to utilize the StreamYard platform itself to sell to people online with whatever campaign we're running at the convention, plus whatever items we will have at that convention itself. So
are you looking to do like like StreamYard through YouTube, through Facebook, and just like selling it that way? I mean, technically that's kind of what Whatnot is. You're just selling directly online.
Correct.
Right.
Correct. And we could put this not just on, Facebook and LinkedIn and Twitter, and YouTube all simultaneously, right? We could also have this on a live feed going through our website. We could also have this going on the live feed. If you look down in the body of our story to this campaign, we have our video from the live stream of the very first night, where we launched the campaign. And all right, so we're closing up in 7 days, right? We're going to be having a wrap party. We're going to be hosting the wrap party also live on the Kickstarter platform, as well as our Facebook page, our Twitter page, our LinkedIn page, our YouTube page. Are we going to be majorly effective? I hope so. That's the goal, right? And if we're not, we're going to play Monday morning quarterback. Like I think we all do.
Yeah, the postmortem.
Right. And I think I don't like using postmortem. I'd rather play morning quarterback. And I think sometimes Ryan gets fatigued. We're like, oh my God, here's Jake, right? And he wants to talk shop.
Never.
Right? Or even Jose.
But the thing is, though, is like, but you see, that's the thing, because I do that all the time. At the second a campaign is like even during a campaign. I was about to mention you, Tom.
Yes.
That you can sell live on Facebook.
And it's funny, Tom is the one that gave me the idea.
You don't need Whatnot.
I saw him, right? I saw him at a convention, or videos on his page where he's at a convention, right? And selling up some of the products that he has here.
Right.
So I'm like, I can't wait to do something like that. So my first big convention is going to be Awesome Con, and I can't wait to try that out.
Right.
But until that day comes, my priority is moving Limbo, open almost all eternity, right? It is a dark fantasy, 24-page, full-color book about a former priest who has now been thrust upon the throne of hell because Lucifer has gone missing. Now, our main character really doesn't know what he's doing, so he's spending a hell of a lot of time in a bar called Limbo, while hell is pretty much up for grabs. People are going for his head, for the seat, and folks don't know if it's going to be running well that much longer. That's why the subtitle "Open Almost Eternity" is attached to the main title. We got 4 covers going on for people that are into, the different variations of something. We've got our main North American cover, which is cover A. We've got our almost Hellraiser style homage with something different than the Boobala under the center bar.
Well, they are demons after all. When I think it was, I forgot the artist. It was a Champe when he was talking about doing that piece, and he has that sigil in the background.
Yes,
and I thought it was so cute that it's like when he said that he made sure to not use the entire sigil because he said he didn't want to take any chances.
There you go. You don't know.
So it was really funny. Because,
you don't want to invoke anything. You don't want to
exactly,
anything,
exactly.
Right? And that's why the other sigil is hidden in their cover C, which is the original Colombian and Spain release cover. Yeah. And then we have cover D, our wild card dealer's choice cover, which is really popular. We ended up turning that into a T-shirt that you'll see in a few moments.
That's a beautiful cover. The card. It's
man, it's a great, and it's going to be a running theme in all 3 issues of the miniseries. So 2 more characters will be showing up in the 2nd issue, and 2 more characters will be showing up in the 3rd issue on that cover. Then we'll have a little preview of the book coming down, right? So if anybody's interested, they can read a little bit of it. You see the art from Francisco Maldonado. It's a little bit manga inspired. Right, a lot more softer lines in there. The coloring is a bit brighter. Then we break down what the story's about, where the money is going to go, what kind of add-ons are there. We get to look at who the creative team is on this. Here is the T-shirt for anyone who is interested.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Okay, then we are also offering holochrome covers. Now, we don't have this book printed up yet, but if you want to know what the holochrome covers may look like, you could take a look at this video and gauge what the final effect will be on these premium covers. For returning backers, we are not a publisher who could keep track of all of our members on some card reader a scheme, or we don't have a punch card for every time you come in. You get your 7th coffee for free. Right. But what we can do is help to stretch people's dollars a little bit more who have been supporting us for all of these years. And if you are a returning backer, doesn't matter which campaign you backed from Unstoppable Comics, you will be receiving a special holochrome trading card at no extra money. All you got to do is be a backer of one of our previous campaigns, and we're sliding that into your rewards packet for free. Now, if this is your first campaign, you can attach it as an add-on to any reward that you like. It's only $5. But if you're backing us this time and you come back for our next one, who knows? We may have a totally different card ready for any of you guys. We have some of our single issue add-ons still left in print. And Daphne, that your catalog is your secret weapon.
Yeah, it really is, because that was also something that Tyler was mentioning as well, that it's like that the larger your back catalog is, the more opportunity you have to gain new followers from that back catalog.
Right. We're talking a little bit of inside baseball here, folks, but for those who really aren't understanding much of what we're saying, think of it as when you go to a burger joint and they ask, do you want fries with that? They're trying to upsell you. They're trying to get a couple more bucks out of you. This is the equivalent, right? That's what that back catalog is going to try to do, and it's just help you grow. Plus, you did work, so why not show it off to the people who haven't met you yet?
Right.
And
and there's no reason to not have your back catalog.
Yeah, right.
Just because, just like with the Eagle Raven campaign, if people missed out on the Tall Tales books, that's in the add-ons as well. You can get any one of my books.
100%.
Yeah.
So, right, if you want more than just a single issue, you can pick up any one of our trades, which are going to be constantly in print. So right now we have 5 trades available. But if you're running out of space at home, You can pick up our digital catalog, and there's a huge discount. There's $18 to $20 discount, I believe, in picking up our digital catalog. So you can do that, and you're saving on shipping, right? So you can get a ton of stuff just by backing Limbo, open almost all eternity, #1 from Unstoppable Comics, and we have 7 days left on Kickstarter.
Lucky seven.
Lucky 7. Right? And whatchamacallit, please, if you haven't backed us yet, and you're waiting, well, we are going to have a wrap party on Saturday, the 15th, starting at 7 o'clock, closing ceremonies for the campaign, where we're going to be giving away extra freebies to some of our random backers.
Right. I mean, it's like I still have to mention. I don't know if you're going to be giving these away or not, but those red foil covers for Vicky Sticks. I mean, they're absolutely beautiful.
Oh,
you know, I mean, it's like
something like this.
Right? Yeah, maybe something like that. You
know. Yes. This is.
I mean. It's like seeing them on camera doesn't do them justice. You have to see these in person.
They are amazing.
Same thing with the hollow foil. You have to see them in person.
I am going to say that yes, we are going to be giving away a set of red foil covers to one random backer on our closing campaign. But the only way you can become eligible to get that is by backing the campaign. And if you're watching right now, do not forget to do that. Listen, they're not going to pull out the money for another 2 more weeks. Excuse me. So do it now so you don't forget. Who knows? I may be shooting you an email or a direct message that you could have been one of the lucky backers. But that does not happen unless you back that campaign today.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's like 7 days to go. And you know what? Don't wait for the last day.
No.
Don't wait for the last day. Just if you want the book, just pledge for it. You know, just pledge and get get it out of the way.
We'll be there. We're not gonna say no.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
We want it.
Yeah.
And you know what I forgot to do? Because I am the blockhead that I am is I added your link in the comments. But
okay. So there you go. Well, I mean, it's like, you know what? It's like, look, I made it easy for everybody to find my link. All they have to do is go to I have it written right there. EagleWorks.com. You can just have, just just head on over there. I have everything there, and you know what? And just to even make it even more easy, I have a link to my Kickstarter page that has all my campaigns. Just follow me on Kickstarter so that you get notified whenever any of my campaigns go live. So it's like you just follow me there on the account. Same thing with Jay. Follow Unstoppable Comics on Kickstarter, not just the campaign itself. And that way you don't miss on any of the campaigns that we run. Because we're gonna have a bunch of campaigns.
Yeah, we're rocking and rolling. I've seen Daphne's lineup. I've seen her husband's lineup. They know my lineup. Ryan definitely knows my lineup because he's tired of hearing about the lineup. And me fretting over the lineup. I'm like,
no, it's no matter how many times we do this, no matter how many campaigns we do, it's always nerve-wracking because it's like, between what you don't want to call the postmortem on the last campaign, and then we're trying to figure out, okay, this is what we learned from this campaign. How do we apply it to the next campaign? What do we do? What do we not do on the next campaign? And it's almost like running a brand new campaign every time. Because there's always 100%. Something different we're doing.
And there's always something new. And there's always something you forgot. I don't care how many times you put something like this together. There's always something that it's just like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot to do that. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And one of the things I always forget is how to close a program properly when we're wrapping up the show for the night.
Oh no. Do not hit leave studio.
As many times as I bust your husband's balls about his producing tactics during a campaign, during a live stream. I do the same shit. So I'm glad he's not here today, because there's things I forgot to do that I'm not going to say what they were, because I don't want to be getting made fun of. All right. So before we get out of here, please, Daphne, let everybody know one last time where they're going to be able to find.
Yeah, sure. So you can head on over to my main portfolio site at eagleworks.com. As I said, EGOWORKS, where you can find links to all of my galleries and social media sites, but I mostly post to Facebook if you're interested in seeing sketches and current work in progress and live updates of whatever I'm working on at that moment. And remember that you can check me out on YouTube at my channel at Daphne Lage, Lage Art, where I do I do a weekly live stream every Wednesday from 4 to 6, where I'm drawing something for 2 hours, and everyone in the chat usually keeps me entertained. So come on over and we'll talk. It's kind of like a convention without the convention. And also you can check me out on the Indie Comics Network every Monday and Friday at 11 a.m. With Nita Lanning, where we talk about, just more comic stuff, and we interview people, and we try to give everybody information that they can use for their own campaigns. So join us, so join us there.
Nice. Ryan, where can they find you, sir?
Here, unstoppable.com.
Right.
Yeah, boy. And just like Ryan, you can find me at unstoppablecomics.com. And please back both Daphne's campaign and mine.
Yes,
so that way
definitely.
We can keep making more stuff and keep hanging out. And if you've got a varying opinion on John Wick
and Martin Scorsese,
Ryan,
I didn't mean to bust your balls about it.
No. You know what?
You hear the way me and Jay talk to each other normally.
Right, it's like, it was just, it's just.
It's all good.
Yeah, definitely.
Just look at the timer count here, and it'll show you that we had a lively conversation. That's all you
did. And because I respect your opinion as opposed to your husband's, I didn't tell you what I would have normally told him if I disagree with him. So
oh my goodness.
All right. But thank you everybody for joining us. Please check out the campaigns or share it with a friend who you may know that is into comic books. Or you know what? Pick up a copy for your neighbor. I can't say for your neighbor's kids, because these are
that's true. Yeah, because remember, just because it's comics doesn't mean it's like, look, you go to a bookstore, you don't buy everything. You go to very specific genres and sections, to get appropriate books. And we just ask the same consideration for our books as well.
Don't take your kids to see Sausage Party, right?
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God. I almost made the mistake with Money Sniffy, but okay, thank God we did it. Anyways, but you know what? One more thing. This does make a great gift for somebody who is into comic books, because we are selling bundles, not just these catch-up tiers. So it's a great way to show somebody that is into comic books. Hey, I see what you're into, and I picked this up because I know maybe you didn't get a chance to do that. So do that. I mean, you're helping them out, you're helping us out, and it's a win-win for everybody, because who knows how you're going to get paid back for picking up one of our books for a friend of yours.
Right.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. Have a good night, and I appreciate you spending as much time with us as you did this evening.
Thank you.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.